So real talk, years ago, I literally helped design this layout. Welcome everybody, Josh Rving, breaking away from my hometown Michigan Coldwater Superstore, getting down here at Middlebury, getting you some updated footage on what's new and what's alive for 25 with Freedom Express. And I gotta say, they went through a couple years that they just looked a little bit plain, and this is the best looking generation of Freedom Express I've seen in my career. Now that's a personal opinion, but I think this thing is looking so sharp, and it's actually kind of, the look is living up to the features that are included with this, because Freedom Express is a brand. I don't know that everybody realizes all the good things they're doing. So they were one of the very first brands, period, to use like dual Asdale walls on the inside and the outside. They're a little bit, they were one of the very first brands that tried to build an RV full size but lighter weight by using things like more aluminum framing, more lamination, more materials like Asdale. And this layout, what it does is it gives us a bang up awesome kitchen, actually an inside and outside kitchen, which is cool, with still really good direct viewing entertainment, awesome storage, fantastic bathroom with extra headroom, a true queen bedroom with plenty of storage and easy lift storage below the bed, and a partridge in a pear tree. Now you start pairing that up with wide stance stability axles for easier towing, tire pressure monitoring for peace of mind, heated and closed underbelly for extended season use, a big awning space on this sucker to really maximize your summertime usage. And I think this is a really killer kind of couples camper right here. Unintended alliteration aside, I will tell you, the kitchen access in road mode is a little bit problematic. It's definitely a model that is very good for being there, but still pretty portable. It's still something that you can you can get around, you can move around. It's not made to be the biggest, baddest boondocking kind of camper or anything like that. There's some accommodations to help you extend that time, but there's things it does well and there's things it doesn't do. And even though I'm a little sweet on this one because I had a hand in the original conceptualization, I almost could say that word. I had a hand in this thing layout originally. It still has some downsides. So I'm going to tell you what's good, what's not, and what's in between. And I want to hear from you as we go. What do you like and what do you dislike? And if you appreciate how we're fair and candid with you, hit that subscribe button and let's go. And like I said, despite the fact that I kind of had a hand in the original design of this layout back when it first debuted from Open Range, there's some great points of execution here. And actually, there's a couple things that I have never liked since the first day Coachmen made this floor plan that they either are changing or already have changed. And again, I think this is probably one of the best overall generations of Freedom Express yet. It's still got some things I don't care for, but overall, I would camp at a Freedom Express. Now, one of the things first and foremost is they are standardizing a 15,000 BTU central air system. By default, this is a 30 amp camper. You can get it built with optional 50 amp service, which makes it second air prepped up in the bedroom. You'll actually see this specific RV we're looking at today has that. Now, if you're taking notes, I think they're still offering 2 decors. This is called the Ash decor. I like it. I kind of like it. And Freedom Express is literally one of the reasons why so many RVs now have carpetless slides. Way back when, Open Range had a patent on carpetless floor flush slide systems. At least that's what they were in the process of doing. They began the patenting process, but then never actually followed through with it. So as a result, the patent protection expired, and Freedom Express noticed it and started building carpetless campers, and everybody else went, oh crap, we can do that? Let's go for it. Now, in case you're curious, the fart sound you heard was my sweaty leg rubbing against the sofa, as far as you know, as I got over here at the theater seat. Now, I hope you appreciate that, I'm not holding the camera 2 feet above my head where you can see how you can see the reflection of it there. When I bring it down here, this is the actual point of view. This is about your head level. This is your viewing angle. It's not bad. I can totally tolerate this. Plus, we got that electric space heat and Tootsie Toaster down below. I'm pretty sure there's a freestanding table and chairs option, but I don't hate their booth. They actually have updated to have full drawers instead of just doors under the dinette, so accessing all the storage below the benches is easy, even if somebody is sitting there, even if somebody is sleeping there, and that table can totally free float around. All the windows that you'll see, I think with the exception of the window in the entry door, will open for airflow. And if I back up a little bit, the RV has a nice big open feel for a couple reasons. The first of which is it has some great window coverage, which always makes the RV look and feel bigger, you know. But also, it's got a 6'9" ceiling. Or if you look at the sticker on the left, it says 81 inches. Well, that translates to 6'9" in normal human speak. Now, my editor is actually photosensitive, and I don't want to give him a seizure. So I'm going to mention from here on forward if an RV has dimmable lighting, but I'm not going to demonstrate it because I don't want to give my partner in crime a seizure, and I never want to do that to any of my viewers. I would always give you a warning anyway, but keep in mind, all of those Tron style linear line lights, they are all dimmable. I also really love the fact, I'm sure it costs 2 cents, I don't care, that they just put this clean little trim piece down, where a couple pieces of, cabinet paneling meet up. Because one, I think it gives it a really clean clarity and definition. But two, the fit and finish in this is some of the best work I've seen Freedom Express do for a number of years. They are really doing a very solid job. Like, I'm not seeing weird gappy cabinetry. It does help that they're using pocket screwed lumber core cabinetry, but I'm not seeing weird gaps in the cabinetry or anything. I love all the, like, for the most part, you have a lot of radius edge work going on, and you've got some great counter space. And this is one of the things I wanted to see them change since day one. When this floor plan was first introduced, they had the sink on a 45-degree angle over here, and it just ruined all of this countertop prep space. Well, they moved the sink over here, which personally I think is an ideal location for it, because not to mention, you're basically just, staring out at your campsite. And I'm going to actually sit down and slide over here in the dinette. Take a look at the campsite window coverage on this. Now, there's going to be someone that says, well, why didn't they put the theater seat looking out the windows? That's a reasonable question. I'm not criticizing that person. But if they put the theater seat facing the windows, most people would want a television across from the theater seat, which would block the windows. So if you want campsite window coverage in a layout like this, this is how it is accomplished. Now, they had a big chunk of space by the sofa over here with all the counter space. They thought, what if somebody wants to run some kind of appliances or phone charger or something? So they added that handy little pop-up power tower over there. But I really like how far it is away from the water source. So the likelihood of something dribbling down that and causing a water electrical hug match is not going to be good, because when water and electricity start hugging, the RV becomes a match. But look at this! If you've watched my videos over the years, you know what I call this. This is the utensil drawer. Well, apparently, Coachmen like that. And they literally adopted my name as the actual name of the object. Ladies and gentlemen, we have officially hit a phase where my stupid nerdisms are literally industry accepted terms. Abandon all hope, ye who enter. I was very, very shocked to see that over there. Now, this is by default a theater seat. In theory, I think you could actually request a hide-a-bed right there. I'd be curious, would anybody prefer this with a hide-a-bed instead of a theater seat? I know one person who definitely would. His name is Richard Vale. He's a regular RV nerd herd viewer, and I appreciate him so much. And he and his significant other enjoy cuddling. So having a fixed hard armrest between them, he's like, nope, absolutely no go. So maybe that's a person for whom the hide-a-bed would be a nice little pick. Now, they put a power outlet by that little stand right when you walk in the door. I don't know if I want to call that a coffee bar, but maybe a handy little phone charge station or something like that. The converter box down below that's at a good spot. That's that vertical black rectangle that's telling us, that's where our fuse panel and everything is. But the total storage and stuff in this is actually pretty surprising. And as we open this all up, in this bonus footage, you're going to see how the TV swings toward the pantry. It's not going to when this actually goes into production. They are flipping the TV to swing the other way so that if you're in the kitchen or maybe sitting at part of the dining table, you will actually be able to see the television, which is something this floor plan has never done before. It's very good for watching TV from the theater seat, but not from anywhere else in the RV. So they're actually addressing and fixing that. I think it was a really good decision. That's one of the other things I wanted to see done. It hasn't happened yet, but obviously it is happening, Now, they did an awesome job wrapping a backsplash all the way around the kitchen, except for the side of the refrigerator, right next to the stovetop, right where you're going to be crackling bacon, ladies and gentlemen. And hopefully one of these days, an engineer at a factory other than somebody like Northwood and ORV understand that we also want side splashes next to the stoves. Please continue to leave that feedback, even if it's on every single video I make, even if you sound like a broken record. Your voice is how we enact change in the RV industry. It gives us the ammunition when a bunch of people say it together, and I can screenshot it and send it to somebody at the factory. So, sorry, I'll get off my soapbox there. You're getting the idea. You have great storage and everything. I do want to point out, if you decide to rewind the footage back to the kitchen sink, they added the cool little cup sprayer, but it interferes with the use of those roll-out dish drying sink cover racks. Hello everyone, senior field reporter Josh the RV Nerd with the Bish's RV News Network. Today I have my finger in my ear here in the Freedom Express. Basically, after I had already fully recorded this RV for 2025, they made another really cool update, and I hadn't put my video out yet, so I had a chance to get it for you. So back here, huge chunk of counter space. But you can't get to the space below it because of everything in the way. Now, on the outside of the RV, they have a baggage door out there, which is really cool. But the thing is, if you notice, they have since added what looks like... remember that movie, The Rock, with Nicolas Cage and Sean Connery? Like, welcome to The Rock, Nicolas Goodspeed. Not a bad Sean Connery, actually. I should work on that. But it looks like where the thermonuclear reactor comes out of the countertop, they have a power Lazy Susan kind of thing. And it actually is a Lazy Susan, although it's a powered. So maybe it's more of an active Susie. I don't know. But either way, the cool thing is they still have that outside baggage door there. So like if you want to be able to load it up from the outside and then, bring it inside, you could have cans of soup on there spinning like a revolver or something like that. But either way, that's really cool content right there. And I didn't want you to be able to miss that because like Steven Tyler, I don't want to miss a thing. I don't think it's too much of an issue in this floor plan because you have plenty of countertop space, but I could see that being a problem in some other floor plans. I don't know. The dish rinsing cup is neat. I could do without it, but it's fine. Like I got a faucet right there that'll do the job. So that's just me. And again, your feedback, saying things over and over again for years is the reason that we finally have giant drawers under the dinette instead of just cabinet doors. They've been doing a really good job of paying attention to some of those points there. Now, as we back up, I will go ahead later and get the slide closed for road mode. Actually, you know what? We're standing right here. We're staring right at it. Let's go ahead and look at the road mode right now. Because this RV does things that are good and things you might not like. And if you appreciate how we're still willing to point out things that might be deal breakers, hit that subscribe button. Know that we'll shoot you straight. Our goal is to help you find your second camper the first time. That's why I literally put all these videos together. So if what you need is full kitchen function and access in transit, this is the wrong floor plan for you. If you're okay popping the rack and pinion slide open halfway, which you can do in this, or if you don't need travel access. Like I'm not a person who personally needs travel access. I need the best usage of a floor plan I can get at a destination. You might like this. So I hope you appreciate the distinction there. Moving up, speaking of distinctions, fairly fluffy, friendly bathroom space, and that is a porcelain foot flush stool. Now, as I mentioned, the kitchen is going to be non-accessible in transit. But the bedroom and bathroom, since they're over here off the door on the hallway side of things, those are very readily accessible. They added a couple little flip clips. Whoa, that snapped way harder than I expected. That snapped harder than Will Smith at the Oscars, basically. But regardless, you get the idea. You got a place for some towels. And as you can see, standing in the shower right here, I'm a little over 6'1", flat-footed, plus wearing shoes, plus hat. And with the 6'9" ceiling, even with the shower step up in here, you're good. You're basically pretty good right here. Now, they do still use the basic dollar store 4-inch fart fan. Not my exact favorite object in the world, but that's what they're using here. And in case you're curious, our kitchen counters, bathroom counters, basically any of the dining, all the stuff, they are a thermofoil. There's some other cabinet space here. So if we take a look over on the left side of the screen, I'm going to give you a rare extended insert view of the extra storage here. And one of the things that I want you to be aware of is that this big cabinet that's basically in the middle of the screen but is open on the left side of the screen, it is kind of shared between the bedroom and the bathroom. But one of the interesting things about that that's actually really handy is in the bottom of it, there's a little laundry hamper. Now, you don't have to use that. You could remove it. It's just a net with some hooks. But that's kind of a handy object. Also, the fact that the bathroom door does have a privacy lock on it. That's one of those features that a lot of RVs do not. I wanted to do this slowly so it didn't look like you're about to get smacked in the face. Now, you do have a sliding privacy door for the bathroom as well. And this is interesting. A lot of manufacturers who have gone to this Tron-style lighting, they have only done it in the living room and the kitchen, not in the other areas of the RV. But Freedom Express has maintained it through the entirety of the RV. And even up here in the bedroom, it's still on a dimmer switch. Again, need you to take my word for that because I don't want to cause somebody to have, an epileptic seizure or something like that. This is a 60 by 80 True Queen bed. So longer bed, taller ceiling, more headroom in the shower. This is a great RV if you're a little bit taller than the average bear. Now, if you're a power forward for the Detroit Pistons, you're going to have a hard time fitting in here. So kind of keep that in mind. Something they did last year that I love is they adopted the headboard power pocket concept behind the closets. And I'll get you a little bonus footage insert in the bottom or upper left side of the screen. You can see that there are some outlets back there, which is, I think, super, super handy, super awesome kind of thing. If we look up top here, I mentioned how this RV can be built with 50 amp service. You see that little sticker next to that vent? Well, that's telling us that this vent is prepped for a second air conditioner. Now, if you, what do I want to say? Another way that you can tell, if you go look at the sticker on the outside of the RV where the power plug plugs in, that'll tell you if it's 30 or 50 amp. And if it's 50 amp, it's prepped and ready for a second air conditioner. So that can help you know right there. But like the Legend of Zelda, we have this cool flip up vaulted bed storage lift system. And Coachmen is kind of the originator of that, but a lot of other RV manufacturers have started to jump on the bandwagon. I'm not even going to apologize for the fact that when we were updating our Go Play travel trailers exclusive to Bish's RV this year, we created our own version of this vaulted bed lift system. But notice you've got 4 big dresser drawers in here. You've got the full overhead cabinet space above the bed. Then you have this giant closet across from the bed. It is not washer dryer prepped. I know sometimes when you see an arrangement like this, some manufacturers do that. This is not one of those. It is not big enough, deep enough. It doesn't have the hookups to be able to do something like that. What haven't I mentioned? Oh, yeah, TV hookups over there on the far wall. Terrible spot for it, but there's really not a better place for it in this bedroom because you either have, cabinet doors over here or you've got a sliding pocket privacy door. And normally this is the part of the video where I'd show you the road mode access, but we've already done that. So once again, if all the extra little things like showing you the blackout shades, the storage, the road mode, all that stuff is useful, hit that subscribe button and let's head outside because we've got a lot more to cover. So Beyonce, if you like it and you want to put a ring on it, you might be wondering what kind of vehicle are you going to need to tote this sucker around? Well, giving you a second look at the weights and measures right there, a little bit of wind picked up, sorry about that. I want to first mention that the dry weight and the cargo capacity listed in that spec chart are based on the base version of this floor plan. Those are the brochure weights, the website weights and measures. The specific RV equipped with the options loadout that we are looking at today weighs 6,910 pounds and still has just over 2,000 pounds of cargo capacity. So that's pretty reasonable. But, keep in mind, sometimes the real world weight can vary a little bit from the brochure weight, and hopefully that helps you get a real world idea. So what I'm saying basically is if you're going to be flatland, cornfield, kind of, camping and towing, there are some later model tow package half tons that would be able to handle this thing. If you're going to go up and down through mountains, though, you're going to want a little bit more juice in that caboose to get her moved around. Now, this is something I often forget to show in my videos. They do have that basically like an awning light through the whole front pass-through. And this RV is not actually slated to go to Bish's RV. So I'm not tearing apart all the packaging on everything, and I'm not ripping that table out of there. But it does have a 2-foot by 4-foot outdoor picnic table included with it, straight from the factory. Freedom Express wasn't necessarily the first brand to do that, but they are the reason that a lot of other manufacturers have jumped kind of on that bandwagon. But this little switch over here, this is new and this is cool. Well, it seems like a couple brands are kind of, taking this cue. I want to give a little bit of credit to Alliance for being one of the first towable manufacturers to do this. Instead of some kind of Bluetooth smart command system, they just have a 3-way switch outside where I can kneel. I can kneel right here. I can open and close my awning without needing to crawl in and out of the RV. And little things like that are really handy sometimes. And look at that, just beautiful blue sky behind this thing. This is making me want to, just grab this truck and go somewhere for a while. Although, theft of a motorized vehicle apparently is frowned upon, according to my Uncle Gary. He told me just take his word for it, and I'm going to do that. Really, really nicely sized, respectably sized awning right here. It actually very cleanly encompasses the full entry door and even has a middle arm support. But I wasn't joking. That wind's picking up. I'm putting this awning away right now. All right, so windy crisis averted. That's a good way to make the RV ultra lighter for towing. If you leave the awning out, the wind will catch under that awning like a sail and lift the RV slightly, reducing the weight of it in towing. Obviously, I'm being very facetious. If I don't specify that I'm obviously joking, I can guarantee there'd be at least one person be like, Your Honor, the guy in the video clearly stated if I left the awning open, Clearly, that's not the case. But we stand back here. Look at the awning coverage on this thing, and look at the window coverage on this thing. They really nailed that. And the way that the awning is positioned in relation to the entry door, if it is raining a little bit, you can come and go pretty freely without getting rained in the face, which is real awful nice. You may have noticed the newer style entry door handle right here, giving you a little bit more to kind of hang on to. But it's white on white, and something that's really easy to miss is a very underappreciated feature. And that is the handy little dog leash latch bottle opener wombo combo right here. Now, the thing that's cool about that, even if you don't have a pet, if you actually drive through campgrounds, look at the number of people that have like a Walmart bag or a garbage bag just outside the door of their camper, because having a garbage bag outside is really handy. That little leash latch can be the perfect little garbage bag location. Now, the wide stance stability axles, what they're doing is it's like it helps you cheat the wheelbase. It makes the RV feel like it tows shorter than it actually is. And if you talk to RV delivery drivers, they like that thing. That also has tire pressure monitoring, factory standard on it. Now, the outdoor griddle and everything is included. Remember, the RV also has its own outdoor picnic table included, but I want to give them some serious credit. Not only are they one of the few builders still including an actual sink in their camp kitchen with water service and a drain that does drain into a kitchen gray holding tank. They even made it slide open so you could reach the thing. Now, that does mean that it's fed by flex hoses, but they are not using flex to PEX connections on this. I can't, it's buried in there. I can't really show it on camera, but I did crawl under this thing, and I got the butt scars to prove it. They're using purpose-built specific plumbing connections to do exactly what they're doing right here. So I'm very happy with what I've seen. Plus, who doesn't love a second installment of the utensil drawer? I know I do. I still think it's hilarious that they literally adopted my nerdism as the actual name of the thing. That's just so funny to me. I've officially left my mark, ladies and gentlemen. You deserved much better. Kind of like I left my mark when I scooted my butt on that asphalt to get under the sink. Anyway, now on the back side of this thing, there's a baggage door. You might be going, oh, what's going on in here? Well, the thing is, there was a chunk of counter space that they couldn't easily access from the inside, and they said, how about another nerdism? How about number 37? Not an ounce of space gone to waste. Nothing left to waste here. They just opened this pocket up with whatever they could. So I got a question. What you gonna do with all that junk? All that junk inside that trunk? or at least all the junk you could put inside that trunk. Now, they've maintained a full rear bumper. They don't have a rear accessory hitch, but they actually have the prep brackets so that if you just want to bolt on an accessory hitch, you can do so without screwing up your RV's structural integrity. They've also maintained that 250-pound, roof ladder to get you up to that fully walkable snow load roof. And if you give me a second, I'll take a walk on the wild side and I'll get you up there. Let's talk a couple quick construction points. You have an aluminum perimeter roof. It is a wood truss roof, but they use an aluminum perimeter so that it marries up better, straighter, flatter with the dual Asdel laminated aluminum framed sidewalls. They used to have a laminated floor. A couple years ago, they moved away from laminated floors to avoid soft spots. They really weren't having a huge problem with it, but they didn't ever want to have a problem with it. So they just adopted a 5/8 tongue and groove plywood floor. Now, this is behind the fireplace. Once again, they just didn't waste the storage. And this is a serious chunk of space right here. You can put some serious tote capacity in there. It seems weird when the water heater's mounted up a little bit higher like this, but it doesn't matter. It works all the same. That is a tankless on-demand water heater. I don't know if you noticed, but this is a two-headed sewer monster. In the back behind the slide by the rear corner, there's the kitchen gray tank outlet for the interior and exterior kitchens. And then right there, that's your bathroom black and gray outlets. Now, you may have noticed how there were two separate pipes feeding into that thing. That is an absolute case-closed indication that this RV has, basically that your shower is not draining into your black tank. That's kind of becoming a little bit of a problem in the RV industry that, I don't know, maybe you haven't heard of this. And by the way, if you appreciate the footage today, just throw a special thanks to Coachmen out there. They were literally moving this thing, and I happened to be driving through, and I called them, they're like, well, we already got one hooked up. You want to record that? I said, sure. So they made this happen for us today. I thought that was very cool on the spot. But it is actually totally legal, according to code, for your shower and your bathroom sink to like drain into a black tank. The problem with that is you're not expecting that. And if you go take a long shower after a Taco Tuesday, you could accidentally overflow your holding tank and be standing in poop. Let's not beat around the bush. You could literally be waffle stomping your shower drain. Okay, gross. And that sucks. So that's one of the reasons this RV reads like it has a crazy gray tank capacity by comparison to the other tanks, because you have a kitchen gray and a bathroom gray, two separate tanks. They don't cross plumb together, but in total you have more gray water capacity that way. So again, it's just me personally, but I'm really excited to see what else they're doing for the 2025 season. This is the first of the 25 Freedom Expresses I've had a chance to get my hands on. And whether you're curious and whether you're serious, I can almost talk today. Check the link in the video description if you want to get an idea of things like pricing and availability, because of course that can factor into a purchase decision. That'll also show you where we have one of these parked, and we can also ship it to you if you don't live local to one of those stores that happens to have it. And short of that, thanks again for tuning in. I appreciate you guys. Continue to let me know what you want to see, what you want to hear during the videos, like the slide out feedback, road mode. That's stuff that you folks have brought to the table. So please keep giving that feedback, the things that we need to hit on in this video, and we'll do our best to make that happen for you. So until next time, take care, stay safe, have fun, and happy camping, everyone.